This is a protest in Paris. How would you describe that, Stu?
Very large.
Very large. Very, very large.
Tens of thousands, at least.
Tens of thousands. It seems to go on forever. Okay? This is not from the BBC. This isn't on Reuters. This isn't the AP. This isn't on CNN. This is nowhere. Same look at Paris. And what are they chanting? Thousands of people. Again, different day, different street. Paris. They are chanting liberty. That's what they're chanting. Why isn't this on the front page of the New York Times? I mean, I know that everybody carried Martin Luther King. Everyone, all around the world. The United States carried Gandhi and his protests. You know, because I've been in South Africa and they hated me in South Africa. And I was like, how do you even know me? Because the world covered the Tea Party to make sure the world knew we were the bad guys. Why? Why do I have to go to an Indian news outlet to cover the protests in London? Why? Oh, that's not it. When I come back, I'm gonna show you the protests all over the world that you don't know are going on. And what is it that they're protesting? Exactly what you are protesting. I'll explain coming up in just a minute. I was just showing you the people that are on the streets in London and in Paris. What are they protesting? They are protesting the things that we should be a little upset about. They are protesting in England about what the Bank of England is doing to their money. They are protesting not only in Paris and England about inflation, but also the cost of gasoline and oil. Here, let me show you another one. This is cut 11. This is Brussels. This is the head of the EU. Look at this.
Day of justice. Day of justice. Day of justice.
What are they chanting? We want justice. Justice.
A day of justice.
Okay? That is in Brussels. Chanting justice. Justice. What kind of justice is it? How about the protest cut 12 in Berlin? Looks like a peaceful crowd there, just walking in the streets. What are they upset about? It is the unrest of inflation, energy, food prices, COVID mandates, WEF power grabs disguised as climate policies. You would think this would be a big story, but no, the press yesterday didn't cover the hundreds of thousands of people on the street. Instead, they covered a guy in a dress who was spray painting an Aston Martin showroom to protest climate change. They haven't even shown the kids in Scotland and in the UK going into stores and just dumping milk because of environment. Cows are bad. Europe is about to freeze this winter. It is leading the way in recession and food prices. It's worse over there than it is here. Millions of people are going to be impoverished by this just in Europe, and hundreds of millions over the rest of the world. Shouldn't our mainstream media be on the streets covering these things? Shouldn't you know that the UN and the EU is telling Sweden, you can't drop your aid? Sweden gives 1% of their GDP, or their GNI, gross national income. They give 1% to the world. Here. They said, we can't do it anymore. We have got to take care of ourselves. The EU and the UN are pushing back. How about this one? This one comes from Germany. Health Minister Karl Lauterbach warns that hospitals could go bankrupt in the course of this energy and inflation crisis. He said yesterday, you have to react quickly and drastically. The real danger, the hospital will soon go bankrupt as a result of the energy and inflation crisis. If we don't react quickly and really drastically, there will be closures. Now, the finance minister said we can't have a special fund for everything. We can't introduce a special fund for every area. You have to be careful. Everything has to be paid for. So here's Germany saying their hospitals are going to go under, and the finance minister saying we don't have any money. Okay, while we're on the topic of having lots of money and hospitals, the Biden administration has just announced the expansion of taxpayer-funded gender-affirming health care for transgender and gender-diverse federal employees. Beginning next year, all providers will be required to have adopted one or more recognized entities. Among the approved entities are the World Professional Association of Transgender Health Standards of Care. This is the one that is in trouble because they've just removed the minimum age recommendations. But you will be paying for it. And by the way, under the umbrella, of gender care, they've also expanded to all gender non-conforming identities, which will include eunuchs, the guys who have their twigs and berries removed because they want to just do that. Okay. All right. But we have plenty of money. And by the way, we even have enough money, the student loan forgiveness, which the Democrats know is unconstitutional. Of dollars in military aid to Ukraine. Now, we're not just sending them dollars. We're also sending them weapons and ammunitions. I just want to quote, U.S. stockpiles of munitions are becoming dangerously depleted, and it will take years for U.S. production capacity to catch up. So in other words, we are running out of weapons and ammunition because we're sending them all to a foreign country. Biden said, don't worry about it. We have no howitzers left. Did you know that? We have no 150 millimeter howitzers left. None. They're all over. We gave them all away. Biden said last spring, we're just going to make new ones. It's not a problem. They haven't even put the order in yet. The world is preparing for famine. The world is preparing for huge inflation. The world is preparing for shortages of energy, of food, of medical care. The world is on the verge of World War III. And we're depleting that as well. America, when did you lose your ability to think critically?